Hello Internet. So I couldn't get my cell phone to connect to my phone via the app, so I'm doing this manually. So if the videography is more shoddy than normal, I apologize, but that's just the way it is. Today we have the Vertx EDC Gamut Backpack, not sling bag, which is, as most of you have guessed, a bit of a departure for me, but I figured I'd give it a try and see what happened. So here's the front of it and the back of it. As you can see, it's got air mesh padding along the straps up here into, my arm is totally in the way, up here into the shoulders and along the entire back. Let's go over the features of this particular backpack and hopefully it'll give you guys an informed opinion about it. We've got a little bit of Velcro here. This is about the only spot that's obvious on the bag for Velcro for morale patches and things of that nature. You got the Vertx, you got their logo and then their brand here, and again the logo up near the top. It's pretty discreet. This is their smoke gray color. They come in black and then black and red, and the red is just on the trim. It's actually pretty striking, but it was like $40 more if I remember correctly. So I figured that wasn't worth it, and I like smoke gray just fine. So here is the backpack, and let's showcase one of the more extreme features about this, which is that. You just grab that tab and you yank it open, and now you've got molly webbing with hook and loop and more webbing and all sorts of stuff. And to top it all off, you've got these metal straps right here, which you could use to secure a helmet into here and then latch these on, and then you could carry like a bike helmet or another piece of protective equipment in here, boots perhaps, even if you have smaller feet, and they would fit. These tabs here are very interesting. They're basically security tabs. Their build is an anti-theft measure, and I'll show you what they mean by that. Zip this back up, and now let's see here. Here you are. Actually, I can't show you in that configuration from there, but I can show you someplace else with the same type of tab. Here along the side, here. You see, it's a standard button, just pops into there, doesn't come out. And that is for this top compartment. And as you can see, when you open it that way, it doesn't, only when I pop it like that does it come out. Since we're in the main compartment, let's spread it all out. Take a look at that. As you can see, the main compartment opens up completely. It's huge. You've got this here. I assume this is for hydration. I don't know, I don't use bladders, or I just carry a water bottle. You've got this entire back section here, all the way down to the bottom is hook and loop. This here is hook and loop, more hook and loop, and then here in the admin space, all this front stuff is hook and loop. You've got a sizable mesh pocket here. It doesn't extend all the way down. This line of stitching is where this particular pocket stops. This main compartment back here extends all the way to the bottom of the backpack. And this main compartment itself, as you can see, is pretty sizable, especially when you rip it open the way that I did. Moving forward, you have this zippered pouch here. Again, this line of stitching here, only through the mesh, is how deep that pocket goes. It does not go to here, just to here. And then again, this pouch, obviously to here. And then you have this admin section, pens, pencils. I like this. This is a pretty decent setup. Things fit on there fairly securely without any sort of issue whatsoever. Vertx has an accessory line on their website that they call Tactagami, And if you go to their website and you look at their videos, you can see all sorts of very interesting and very cool ideas to use with their tactigami stuff, which all attaches to the hook and loop Velcro material, and any other Velcro type material would attach to it as well. The downside is Vertx equipment in this backpack are pretty expensive. I think this backpack was about $150 when I bought it. And this is what I've been using as my main EDC backpack. Trying to go for a little bit more of a discreet look, and this backpack definitely fit the bill. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so something that looks weird or kind of techie isn't out of place whatsoever. So a cool feature, we'll go back to these side straps again, is when you turn around and you hold the backpack in front of you and you just open it, you've got all your main stuff just sitting there. It's not going to fall open any further, and that's part of what these straps are for. Also, it makes it so that someone can't just grab it and easily just pull it down and dump your belongings all over the place. You've got a bladder hole here and a bladder hole here for your right or your left side, so whichever you prefer. If you're going to use a bladder, that would you have options for either side. You've got this pocket here. Let's make sure I'm in view. Not in view at all. Let's bring this up a little bit. So you've got this pocket here, which is pretty basic. It does have a key holder lanyard on it though, which is nice and bright and red, so it contrasts nicely. There's no other organization inside that pocket whatsoever. Moving along to the side pouches, you've got this one. You got the same thing on either side, which basically runs the entire half the length of the bag here and folds up like so. You've got a side pouch. This material here is slightly elastic, but not very much. And then a mesh pouch here along the sides for storing more equipment. And again, on the other side, you've got the same mesh pouch. These were straps for waistbands that I just don't use because none of them ever fit me because I'm a big boy. And then more admin space here. This material is not elastic at all. Each side has a hypothetical water bottle holder right there. As you can see, the pack is empty. Let's make sure I'm in view again. Okay, this is my 32 ounce Nalgene. As you can see, the pack is empty, so there's nothing in the way. I've got this tab out as far as it can go to give me as much elastic as possible here. Not a chance. Here is a cycling water bottle. And it fits. It doesn't feel secure. As you can see here, it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. And these straps inside, I feel really contribute negatively. This contraption here, I feel it contributes negatively to how you fit a water bottle in here. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, and if I'm doing it wrong, if someone wants to school me, that would be great. But I don't get it. As you can see here, it's stitched along the inside, so it looks like it's meant to tuck in like that. And maybe something is supposed to loop over a water bottle somewhere, but I'm not very happy with it. It makes it useless for my purposes. I think a clean canteen is thinner in diameter than this particular water bottle, so maybe a clean canteen would fit. I don't have a clean canteen, so I couldn't speak to that one way or the other. Now, Vertx has some very interesting ideas about what their packs can be used for. If you go to their website, you can see precisely what I'm talking about, but we'll demonstrate it a little bit. So there's this big tab right here, and it's big, it's rubbery, it's squishy. I don't know if you guys can hear this. It's got a particular sound to it when you grab it and you squeeze on it. This material right here, I don't know, it feels weird. It's not good, it's not bad, it just feels weird. It's designed that way on purpose to feel different than from anything else on the bag. And the idea, which I will demonstrate at the end of this video, is you can just reach back behind you, find this big old pull tab, and yank it down to access your weapon. Now we get to the back panel, which this also completely clamshells open. There we are. Let's leave it like that. So you got the hook and loop closure across the entire thing. You've got this panel here, which has got a rigid plastic in it, which you can take out if you so desire. It's designed to be taken out and replaced with something else, a hydration pouch, or they actually sell ballistic panels on their site, which fit into here as well. I don't know if it's a proprietary size. I don't have any ballistic panels, or we'd test that out, but it's designed for that. And when you take one of their universal tactigami holsters, stick it in here, the idea is that you can just grab that strange pull, reach back, and access your weapon as easily as possible. This backpack overall, I'd say, is a pretty nice backpack. It's very well built. Overall, it's very sturdy. It's got a lot of interesting features on it that you just don't see in other places. Let's demonstrate another feature. This right here is a pass-through. So you could pretend you're Captain America, and with a ballistic panel there, you could actually, they talk about using it to defend yourself. You could hold it, you could unclam it, you could do all sorts of wacky crap with it, and they talk about using it as a shield for yourself or loved ones. Stick this thing on your child's back with a ballistic panel in it, tell them to run like hell, and the chances of them being hurt when shot in the back are greatly reduced. Let's take a look at these straps. They are adjustable, and this little tab here came undone. They are adjustable. It's got a waist strap, which I have had tucked in. I love it when bag makers put this option. I love being able to tuck this away so I don't have to undo it, and it's not dangling everywhere, and it's not in my way. I love that. I appreciate it so much, it's ridiculous. It's got a pretty secure snap on it. It looks sleek, it looks nice, it looks cool. Good job. And again, you just lift this up and you just slide it in. If more bag makers did this, I would be a happy camper. The other straps here are partially covered by this material to make it a little bit more difficult to reach in and grab them and release them. They call it a protective feature to prevent people from just ripping the bag off of you. We've got various loops and straps here along the backpack webbing, or the straps. I don't know if they serve any actual purpose. Maybe someone who is more artsy craftsy, hands-on than me could figure out something cool to do with those, but that's just not who I am. Along the side here you have loops along either side for your hydration bladder. You've got your single point sling grab right here, and that is basically all the tips and tricks for this particular backpack. It's pretty comfortable. It's overall pretty light. The size is, typical backpack size. It's not going to look out of place if you're wearing it. It's not going to look like you're concealing something. And as I showed you with the pull down here in the front, it's got a nice little surprise in there. And if you wanted, you could actually wear it that way, just completely exposed, like this. This opens up in the back, or opens up in the bottom, and you could actually just tuck this entire thing into there. So if you wanted a more tactical look, or you're someone who is in an undercover profession and now you needed to show credentials, you could put your placards and stuff here, just rip it down, shove it up, and then bam, now you're looking like you're acting in a more official capacity. That's a pretty cool feature. I am not doing that kind of work, so I don't need to worry about that type of accessibility. Now this right here is not a pocket, it's just a cosmetic aesthetic feature. I don't know if you can tell, but there's minor checkering along this. There's different colors here. This is lighter, this is darker, this is lighter. And I'll zoom in a bit. Oopsie, zoom in a bit. There, you can see the texture on the bag. This here is the water pouch. It is a completely different texture and material than is otherwise found on the bag. The gray checkering is found throughout most of the bag, including on the straps, as you can see there. It's pretty subtle. I mean, from a couple feet away, you'd probably be able to see it. And if you don't like it, most people probably are just not going to notice it at all. So we'll take a look at what the bag looks like on person, and we'll go from there. Hey everyone, this is me wearing the backpack. As you can see, it rides pretty typical backpack style. We'll turn to the side, and there you can see how high up it is on me, and then there along the back. We'll zoom out a bit to give you a better picture. With me wearing the backpack up this high, it doesn't interfere with the drawing on my weapon too much. If you were someone who wore their backpack at a lower level, down here perhaps, it might get in the way. I'm pretty wide, my shoulders are pretty broad, so it tends to keep it up, out of my way. So again, this was the Vertx EDC Gamut Backpack from Vertx, obviously. I got it off of Amazon, I believe. I get most of my products off of Amazon. You get the same selection that you do from the website for the manufacturer, but if you're a Prime member like I am, you generally get free shipping. Shipping can be like $5 to $25, which can make a pretty substantial difference. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'll do my best to answer. I've been pretty good about answering within 24 hours or less. I also posted this on Amazon for the review. So if you wanted a link to buy it, that'll be in the description below, and you can just click it and go and buy it and look through the selection. Thanks for watching.